Welcome back, everybody. I hope I successfully navigated you over to this next session. It is now my great pleasure to welcome Genex Power Chief Operations Officer, Aaron McGee, who's presenting the Bouldercombe Battery Project today. Aaron has over 27 years' experience in project delivery of large underground mine development and urban infrastructure projects in Australia and overseas. He was involved in the construction of the Olympic Dam expansion project and Newcrest Ridgeway Gold project, and held key roles in the construction of the Cross City Tunnel and Lane Cove Tunnel projects in Sydney. Since joining Genex Power in 2015, Aaron has played a key role in the development of companies Kidston Solar Project and the Kidston Pumped Storage Hydro Project and the Bouldercombe Battery Project, which he's presenting today. Please welcome Aaron McGee.
Thank you, Nicola. So I'm just going to share my screen here, guys. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning to listen to myself talk about Genex Power and in particular our BESS project. And I will touch a little bit today on our Kidston Pumped Storage Hydro project, which is also a large-scale energy storage project as well. So firstly, just a little bit of background information about Genex and its current and future portfolio. Currently, we have two projects that are completed and are currently operating, two solar farms, our 50 megawatt solar farm at Kidston and our 50 megawatt solar farm down in Gemelong, down in New South Wales, near Forbes. We are currently constructing our Kidston Pumped Storage Hydro project up in North Queensland, approximately 280 kilometres northwest of Townsville, approximately 12 months into a nearly 4-year construction build timeframe. And most recently have reached financial close on our Bouldercombe Battery Project, which is to be constructed just west of Rockhampton at Bouldercombe, adjacent to Powerlink's Bouldercombe substation. Our aim as a company is to provide clean energy to over 350,000 homes, which is approximately offsetting around 2 million tonne per annum of CO2 emissions by 2025. So by 2025, our two solar farms, our pumped storage hydro project and our battery project will be fully operational to hopefully achieve that aim. The company currently has a portfolio of projects around about $1 billion worth of energy and storage projects. I've mentioned the two solar projects already. Kidston Solar Farm was our first project constructed in 2017 and was operational by early 2018. Gemelong Solar Project was constructed in 2019 and was operational and energised in early 2020. Currently constructing our Kidston Pumped Storage Hydro project, around about a 4-year construction phase, and we kicked that off at financial close last year in May. So as I said, around about a year into the construction phase. Bouldercombe, our first battery energy storage project, 50 megawatt project, reached financial close around about a month and a half ago. And is currently under construction, early days construction with detailed design phase, procurement activities, etc., with Tesla and CPP. So I guess everybody is aware that with this move from carbon-based energy in our national grid to renewable energy, of course, large-scale storage solutions are going to be required. More and more of them are going to be required as we transition to more renewables into the NEM. Renewable energy, as we all know, is expected to grow or increase to 83% of the NEM by around about 2055 at current projections. And the growing penetration of renewable generation underpins the need for more and more storage around the NEM, and battery energy storage solutions and pumped storage hydro will play a major role will play a major role in that transition. and that graph there represents the growing or projected growing of solar and wind and the decline of coal over the next 20, 25, 30 years. Batteries in Australia are starting to become more common. Obviously, there's a number of projects in the southern states, down in New South Wales and Victoria. Queensland currently only has one current project, or one project under construction in Wandoan. So our Bouldercombe Battery Energy Storage Project will be the second in Queensland. I guess the project, or batteries at least, have the ability to operate in all FCAS and energy markets in the NEM, and our battery project will from a commercial perspective will leverage off a strong arbitrage case in terms of generation and charging cycles in the electricity market. The other major advantage of batteries, or battery energy storage systems, large-scale BESSs, is they have the capability of addressing some system strength, some fairly onerous system strength issues that we're now starting to see or realise that, or have been realising over the last few years with the penetration of renewable energy into the market, particularly solar and wind. So the NSPs, the TNSPs in particular, are very keen to see more and more batteries scattered around their networks to help assist with this system strength issue that they're currently battling with. Bouldercombe, the Bouldercombe Battery Project specifically, as I mentioned earlier, it's located west of Rockhampton in Central Queensland. The project is a 50 megawatt and 100 megawatt hour capacity project. It is Genex's first battery energy storage project. The project, from a financing perspective, has been secured via a $35 million fixed interest loan with Infradebt. Tesla is our key technology provider for the battery, and also will be our O&M provider, and also our offtake partner once the project is constructed. Around about middle of 2023, the machine should start to operate into the network. The construction is underway with all financing arrangements and funding is all in place now, and Tesla and CPP are underway with detailed design, procurement processes, etc., before physical works start on the ground in around about 2 months' time. And of course, targeting mid-2023 for the project to be complete and operational into the network. I guess, sorry, I did mention earlier the project is located under an arrangement with Powerlink, adjacent to and in fact on a piece of land that the project is leasing from Powerlink, adjacent to their Bouldercombe substation. So from a connection perspective, that certainly makes it very neat and efficient to complete the connection works. So the Tesla technology, the Tesla technology we are using, the Megapack technology, is essentially the same as the technology utilised in the two Adelaide or South Australian batteries, I should say, other than it is the second series of the Megapack technology. So it does come with a few more smarts as compared to the South Australian machines that were built a few years ago. It's essentially it's a pretty neat system. It's all pre-installed and tested into a single containerized enclosures, and with all of the architecture, etc., in their factory, in Tesla's Gigafactory. So when it lands on site, in theory, it's pretty much like a Meccano set to line all the containers up side by side, plug them all in, and proceed to energisation and commissioning and testing on site, and connection to the grid, of course. So yes, as I mentioned, this particular Megapack technology that we're running with, the Series 2, is got some advanced and integrated liquid cooling and heating systems for additional thermal safety over the Series 1 machines, and also enhanced performance and increased reliability Our principal contractor for the project, CPP, Consolidated Power Projects, will provide and construct all of the balance of plant for the project, including fencing, concreting works, craneage, miscellaneous plant equipment hire, all of obviously the project construction phase, rubbish and waste servicing, survey, geotech services, etc., etc. So CPP's project manager is Andreas Navianto, and I think, Nicola, this presentation will be provided to all the conference attendees, so the details for Andreas is in this preso if people wish to talk to CPP about opportunities. I'll just move on just a couple of slides, everybody, about our other flagship project, the Kidston Pump Storage Hydro Project, which is currently under construction. So just some brief details and stats. The project is a 250 megawatt project and will provide in a single generation charging and generation cycle 2,000 megawatt hours over an 8-hour period. It's the first pump storage hydro project to be constructed in Australia for 40 years. And will be the fourth to be completed and connected in late 2024. It'll be the third largest electricity storage device in Australia after Snowy Hydro, Tumut 3 and Wivenhoe in southeast Queensland. I guess the project has taken significant advantage of lower capex, onerous capex, due to the existence of and reuse of the two existing mining pits as the water storage reservoirs for the project. For the construction phase, the project will create around about 900 direct jobs and approximately another 900 indirect jobs in Queensland and across Australia. The contracting arrangements to build the project is under a full wrap lump sum EPC contract with McConnell Dale and John Holland as the principal contractor. In terms of funding and financing, the project was financed via a $610 million long-term debt arrangement, concessional debt arrangement from NAIF, the Northern Australia Infrastructure Facility, together with a $47 million grant from ARENA, Australian Renewable Energy Agency, and last but not least, $147 million Queensland government contribution to the transmission line funding, which has been fantastic. So just some key inputs here. So as I mentioned, 250 megawatt, 225 megawatt reversible Francis pump storage hydro turbines, a 6-hour pumping cycle and a 6-hour generation cycle with a further 2 hours on top of that if we extend to an extended operating levels. Storage capacity 1,500 megawatts for the 6 hours, but as I mentioned, going up to 2,000 megawatt hours for the additional 2 hours. Pumping will draw 325 megawatts from the grid. And the maximum generation net water head is around about 220 metres with a net head ratio, for anybody who's interested, of 1.3. So overall cyclical efficiency of the hydro around about 80%. Conceptual scheme of the project. The left-hand side shows the upper reservoir, which will be constructed using the Wisers pit, the old mine pit. The scheme itself is largely underground, other than the two reservoirs. So the underground workings are approximately 220 to 230 metres below surface levels, and the Eldridge pit on the right-hand side being utilised as the lower reservoir. Scheme, as I mentioned, constructed primarily underground, a 1,500 metre main access tunnel spiral decline, 1 in 7 grade down to reach our eventual power station cabin location 230 odd metres below surface. Power station cabin and transformer cabin tail raise tunnels to be constructed from the power station cabin itself once it's excavated, and then 4 shafts to be excavated using raise boring technology, 2 intake shafts and a cable shaft and a ventilation shaft. In terms of where we're at, as I mentioned earlier, about 12 months into the nearly 4-year construction timeframe. The underground access tunnel and underground excavation workings have well commenced. We're currently approximately 250 metres down the main access tunnel. So at this stage, program-wise, looking okay with respect to our target program. So on track, on time, and on budget. So overall, our diversified portfolio of solar, wind, batteries, and hydro. The Kidston and the Gemelong solar farms currently in operation, targeting middle of next year for the Bouldercombe battery to be completed and operational. Kidston pump storage hydro to be operational by 2024. And the other project that is currently being developed is our up to 200 megawatt Kidston wind farm, also to be constructed out at Kidston or adjacent to the Kidston site, targeting completion of that project by mid-2025. A little bit about our people, communities, and environments. So obviously, COVID-19 has caused us and many other developers and contractors significant amounts of grief over the last couple of years, and it continues to play a part in how we manage and develop and construct our projects. So obviously, ensuring the protection of our people is uno numero priority. As is general health and safety for all of our people and workforce and contractors. Environment, always a strong focus on minimising disturbances. The beauty of the Kidston Hydro project is that it's being built, excuse me, on a largely already disturbed site. So from that point of view, it's a great news story with respect to repurposing an otherwise useless piece of land, which is great. Community, any of the projects that we build, and we work closely with all of our local stakeholders and community, and are proud to be partnering and sponsoring a number of community initiatives around the countryside, including most recently the Tallaroo Hot Springs enterprise, the Urim People enterprise up in North Queensland. And last but not least, a snapshot of the Genex board and management, currently sitting around about a market cap of just under 200 million, with around 1.3 billion shares on issue currently. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.
Thanks, Aaron. That was really informative. We do have a few questions for you from the delegation. Within your procurement process, how important is local content, Australian manufacture and Australian owned and operated businesses to the project?
Yes, Nicola, very important. So we pride ourselves on ensuring that all of our contracts and contractors prioritise Australian supply. And if possible, local to where the project is being built as much as possible. So absolutely, definitely, where we can and everywhere we can and possible, we wish to ensure that it's local suppliers and contractors being engaged. Absolutely.
And how many jobs do you think this project will create during construction and then post-construction and operation?
Sure. So Bouldercombe will probably attract around about 50 jobs during over the next 12 months for the construction phase, either directly with CPP or Tesla or subcontractors. And then in terms of direct jobs post-construction, look, not many, to be honest. The project won't be attended full time, so there'll probably be 2 or 3 people that will be engaged to monitor and operate the project post-construction.
Excellent. There's so much happening down there, isn't there? And you've been with Genex since 2015. What brought you to Genex Power?
Look, Nicola, I guess my underground background in terms of civil construction, underground mining and tunnelling, was what attracted me to Genex for the Kidston Pump Storage Hydro project. As you saw there, it's largely an underground constructed scheme. So I guess that was the thing that caught my eye and attention, and was the main reason I joined Kidston. I joined Genex. But certainly, there's been other aspects of Genex with solar farms and batteries and wind farms that we're getting involved in as well. So yeah, very exciting times.
Absolutely. Look, I really enjoyed your presentation. Thank you so much. We are running a little bit short of time, and I do have more questions for you. If anybody would like to connect with Aaron and talk more about Genex Power or the Bouldercombe Battery Project, please head to the Genex Power booth and take a seat, or join the queue to take a seat to directly speak and ask your questions to Aaron. Aaron, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicola. Thank you very much.